You become a different version of yourself online. You speak more freely when no one is watching your face. You feel safer typing than talking. You're braver when you're unseen. You're quieter offline because real eyes feel heavier than digital ones. You hide your nervousness behind the comfort of a screen. You show online what you fear showing in person. You talk online like you wish you could talk in real life. You post only the parts of you that feel safe. You delete your truth when it feels too raw. You speak boldly online because judgment doesn't sting as much through pixels. You hide your softer self offline to protect it. You open up online because vulnerability feels less risky. You stay quiet offline to avoid being misunderstood. You choose silence in person because silence feels safer. You choose expression online because distance feels protective. You adapt to the environment you're in. You show more confidence behind a screen because there's time to think. You speak faster online because you're not interrupted. You speak slower offline because your mind races. You're honest online in ways you hide in real life. You feel exhausted from switching between two versions of yourself. You forget which version is the real one. You feel loneliest when you're pretending to be fine. You wonder if anyone knows the full you. You fear that if they saw both sides, they'd choose neither. You're tired of performing. You're tired of hiding. You're tired of being two people instead of one. You feel the weight of maintaining two identities. You wonder what it would feel like to just be. You learned early that showing everything isn't safe. You were hurt when you were honest before. You were laughed at when you were vulnerable. You were told your feelings were too much, so you learned to split yourself in half. You gave the world the version they wanted and kept the real you hidden somewhere safe. Online became your escape because distance felt like permission. You weren't lying. You were surviving. You weren't fake. You were protecting yourself. And that made sense at the time. But now, you're ready for something different. What if you brought your online courage into the real world? What if you spoke offline the way you type? What if you let people see your hesitation and loved you anyway? What if your silence didn't mean you were broken? What if your loudness didn't mean you were too much? What if both versions could exist in the same room? You don't have to delete one to keep the other. You don't have to choose between brave and soft. You can be both. You can be complex offline too. You can be quiet online sometimes. You can let your guard down in person. You can set boundaries online. You can speak your truth wherever you are. You can exist fully without performing. You can stop splitting yourself in two. Your online self was never a lie. Your offline self was never a failure. They're both parts of who you are, and both deserve to be seen. You're allowed to be brave online and scared offline. You're allowed to grow at your own pace. You're allowed to be different in different spaces, as long as you're not abandoning yourself. You're not becoming someone new. You're becoming who you've always been.